good?
God damn, turn it down, man.
You're loud as shit, sir.
Got this bitch on 12.
Am I good?
Christ.
We can definitely hear you, Jared.
You got running water.
Yeah, it's the fucking fish tank.
Oh,
Okay.
I pictured an old-timey pump well.
I'm looking for how to manage the volume.
I don't know.
There's usually a button on the computer. You just push it, dude.
What is that? I've never used this computer, man. I don't know what's going on.
My God, you're so loud.
Button on it, man. You push it.
I don't know how to turn him down.
Oh shit.
Oh, I found it.
Frank, are you recording this?
Yeah, for sure.
Am I still loud?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you're pretty
So
loud.
loud.
Oh shit! I don't know how to do this, man.
Oh my God.
Full disclosure,
Oh Jesus.
I'm fucking hammered. I'm hammer ass drunk. How do I turn the mic volume down on this thing?
That's why I said 10 p.m. I knew you'd get it.
That's my. Well, it's both, man. Same thing,
Let's
dude.
see.
Am I still loud?
Yeah.
You're pretty loud.
Hold on.
Do you see a mic on the Zoom?
Quit talking so loud.
A mic
You're
on
yelling.
the Zoom.
Zero beside it.
Oh, I think I found it.
Oh
I don't
my
know
God.
if there's a setting to like turn the
Audio
mic
settings. Audio.
Sounds like-
Automatically adjust microphone volume.
yeah, turn that hawker down, man. That's some bitches.
Is that helping anything?
Go down. No.
No. Not at all.
Oh,
All I can do is.
You know what? If we can deal with it, whenever I get the recording, it breaks all of the audio tracks down, so I can turn you down.
that is gonna
Just select
suck.
the microphone.
Let's see if you can find out.
Hey, what about now?
No.
Same volume.
Go back to that select the microphone all the way at the top.
Select the microphone.
Is there any like button where it's making the audio, like increase when it's or decrease when it's quiet, like a compression
Are you really loud?
Apparently.
thing? It sounds like it shuts you.
I mean, it's just the volume.
Oh, okay. Give me a second.
Fuck my internet.
That's the lighting.
That's the lighting. That ain't gonna do it.
You look good though. Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm doing stuff.
Oh man.
That's a good sign, I think. That's a good sign.
What if I talk really quiet? Is this helping any?
No.
Is there a mic in your headset?
Is it the fish tank or is it you?
No.
It sounds
Man.
like you're holding the mic like right here. It sounds like
It's
Like, what if I sit way back here? Does that help?
I think it's on your headset, dude. It's gotta be. It's
Well,
following all around.
I don't have a headset. Like, if I unplug my headphones, like,
I have a
it's,
headset.
I
does
don't
that
know.
change anything?
No, it doesn't sound like you're any further from the mic. I don't
Yeah,
know.
now, like, all that happened is I can't hear you. Hold on.
I don't know what's going on. There doesn't seem like no matter where you're at, it matters. You got a
What about-
boom operator in
We got
there?
one of these things. We're working on
This
it.
is the microphone.
Dude, like I've drank rum and about a half a bottle of wine and a beer.
Oh my
What's
God.
wrong, Jared? Are you all right? Is things going all right?
I think I get fucked up, and then if I drank all that, I'd be in a bathroom. I'd be broadcasting from the bathroom.
I'd be in a bathroom.
I would. I'd be puking my guts out. Jesus Christ. Is that better?
Hold on.
That's way better, Jared.
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever happened.
That's way better. Frank, just cut some of this down. I mean, fuck, you're having a sandwich. Who gives a fuck, right?
Is this better?
Yeah, it
Yes,
is.
that's 100 times better.
Awesome.
Christ.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Thank
You
my
have to
wife.
you have to listen back and hear that. That was fucking nuts. But
All right,
anyways,
tell Carmen next time you see Carmen, tell her she's wonderful.
thank you. Yeah, that's saved the
Technician.
day.
Carmen
She
saved the day.
She totally did all of that.
Yeah. What? Plug a headphone in for Jesus Christ, Jared.
It's
Like, I
hilarious
got this
because
little fucking.
you
the
record
button
at home all the
goes
time.
Yeah.
know?
It's like I'm a fucking gamer kind of
Wow.
deal. I don't know what's going on, man.
That works though. It sounds great. Fuck it. That
You
sounds
record
good.
full rock albums. in
I'm
your
drinking
house.
wine out of my fucking tumbler because I'm classy.
Wow. So let's go back. What have you drank again? Let's just throw that out there.
List them off.
Half a bottle.
Like me and Carmen. Well, my daughter's spending the night at a friend's, so I was like,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Yeah.
And then I forgot that we were doing this.
Yeah. Oh shit.
We talked about
You
it
know.
today at like 6 o'clock.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't fucking remember shit anymore, man. I see, like I've handled my anxiety that came from my obsessiveness, and I never really it made me remember things and be fairly reliable. And now that I've got that handled, I don't obsess over things. I forget everything. Like I don't ever know what the fuck's going on anymore. So yeah, dude, I forgot this like 10 times today already.
Oh,
But,
I like your state of mind though, dude. Like
yeah,
where you're at right now is gonna be perfect for the little game we're gonna play later.
sweet. But yeah, like my daughter's
Oh,
spending the night at a friend's house. So me and Carmen were like, hey, let's drink some rum and watch Mandalorian. And then we drank all the rum.
Oh my
Now we're
god.
talking.
Which okay,
Now
this
we're
is
talking.
this is some shit I gotta get out.
All
Okay.
right, don't go too deep in this now. For
I'm
fuck's sake.
not. I'm not. But
Spoiler
everybody was talking about how great the new episode was.
This week's episode.
Yes. Am
You're gonna-
I the only one who was taken out completely? Because if you never show your face and always wear a mask, who the fuck shaves a mustache? That's fucking stupid. Like, what's he doing taking off his mask and looking in the goddamn mirror, knowing no one's ever going to see it and be like, you know what? I'm going to sculpt this motherfucker. I'm going to shave right here. And I'm going to shave right here. And I'm going to keep it all clean. This is staying. And I'm keeping the fucking
Dude, it makes all the sense in the world because if you're never going to show your face, you can do all the stupid shit with your mustache that you want, man.
Yeah, but who fucking keeps a well-trimmed mustache if you live your life under a mask? You grow
Well,
a beard or you shave it off.
He's still got to look in the
yeah.
fucking mirror when he gets out of the shower and shit. He
That's
like,
right, man. He's got to brush his teeth. He's looking at himself.
They're not going to show the rated R activity that the Mandalorian does on Disney. They're
Who
just
the
not going to. Who knows what he's doing with that mustache off hour?
Who
probably-
the fuck looks at themselves in the mirror while brushing your teeth? That's the only time of day you see yourself. Brushing your teeth and be like, I can't fucking do this without a mustache.
listen, we trim our bush and balls. We don't show that to everybody. Right? You should see. You should see the
No, I
trick.
don't.
You
I
should see
fucking-
it.
I braid my nut hair to my fucking ass hair and fucking. I'm hoping to bring it up to the back of the hair back here, create a big loop, and then I'm gonna hang myself from a Christmas tree.
Yeah, you should see the trim job I got. I ain't showed it to nobody. Ain't nobody seen my work.
That's fucking weird. That's weird, man. That's weird. I guess.
But
Like Dave Chappelle said, man, you got to make that shit smooth as eggs, dude.
but Mandalorian, that's a great fucking show though, right?
Oh, dude.
yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
the first problem I've had with it was like he took his mask off, and I was like, "Who the fuck shaves a mustache?"
Who?
Like your whole thing is no one can ever see my face.
Dude, he had a mustache when he took his fucking mask off last season.
Well, it got me this season. I was
Ah,
drunk. I was drunk watching it this time. That probably did it.
I
see?
think that's just how the actor wears
fucking
it. too.
alcohol talking.
Yeah, I know it. Like it's the same as Cesar Romero as the Joker. Dude's got a mustache. He was like, "Fuck you, I ain't shaving it."
Yeah.
Just paint that shit white.
Isn't it
It
weird?
just
that-
completely took me out of this week's episode. And the other thing that caught me at like it was the same time as the last time Mayfield was in it. It's like in a galaxy long ago and far away. Where was Boston? Because like the dude didn't even try not to be from Boston. You know,
Here's the thing.
here's the thing. Yeah, okay. Like it fucking. I was like, all right, Bill. Like I love Bill Burr. Bill Burr's great. I love Bill Burr. But like
That's
you're
what I
in a
was gonna
galaxy long
ask.
ago and far away. Like, is this really where Boston accent originated?
That's what
I
I was.
don't fucking buy it.
I buy it. I'm in it. I buy it.
Fuck.
That's what I was gonna say. Like who? Like how did he get that? They must have just knew somebody or something. I mean, he was fine. He did fine. He was.
I thought he was great in this episode. The only thing, the same as the last episode he was in. The only thing got me is like, dude, you're from fucking Boston. Like, you can't even hide it. You're not even trying. You're not a galaxy long ago, far away. Fucking Boston.
Boston. Yeah, but yeah, let's get on the bones. How about let's get on there because I don't want do this too long. I know Frank's got a fucking some kind of game or something. Who the fuck?
Oh, fuck
yeah.
it, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun with Jared in this mode.
Yeah. But yeah, fucking we just you guys dropped a fucking new album here. And for people who don't know, I mean, not everybody knows the history. Like, we have a history with Bones and shit. I record and mix. I've mixed quite a few of the album.
All of them but one.
All of them but one. Radio, which Neil. How do you say his fucking last name?
Turi.
Turi. Oh, okay. I always see Tura Adilaba Boot or what the fuck.
No, he's the Turi Fury.
Okay, all right. Neil, which is super awesome. He does work with what was the one band you play with a lot?
Gudger.
Yeah,
Gudger and Hell's. Well, he's in Gudger.
Yes.
And then he's done Hellfire Sinners records.
Yeah, so he did that
among
album.
many others.
And I did this new one here, and this just dropped. So thought we'd come on and talk some shit about it. But as far as like you guys got a whole nother CD still on the fucking shelf waiting to. So you wrote two.
Yes, and an EP. That's the EP's all done.
I'm always surprised how much.
We've got like 12 songs for the next.
Yeah, that, like I don't bring that up as much because Dusty's the only one that's done it. But we have this album, an EP that's fully mixed and mastered that's coming out on the 1st of the year. And then from this writing session, we have another full album that just needs backing vocals.
Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah, but it just needs Bilbo Baggins on it. But it just needs backing vocals tracked, and then we have another 11-song album that's already tracked and recorded other than the backing vocals. And then beyond that, Dusty has also written another 12 songs that no one else has touched for a follow-up to the follow-up of the EP that's a follow-up of the album we just released.
Yeah, that's true. That's a true story.
That's the one thing. The sheer volume of songs and shit you guys are able to write is just crazy.
You can put out a bunch of material when you don't care if it's good or not.
I don't know, guys. You whoa, hey,
get that.
Is that the virus? The virus. I get the virus.
Break that.
No, Jared had talked for so long, my voice stopped working.
I got a hold of Domagoy tonight, like 20 minutes ago. I was trying to get him on this too, but he's speaking of the virus. He's got the virus, and he's down.
Wow.
Yeah, he's good, getting better on the upswing, but apparently he's got all of She Loves Pablo quarantined.
Oh man,
so,
where are they?
I'm not. Croatia.
Where's that, Frank?
It's on the other side of Alger.
In Croatia.
It's a piece of the old Yugoslavia.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have already got some reviews on your album on the Bandcamp.
Go ahead and read them, Frank.
Read them off.
From Doom Crew, you got obvious Clutch influences aside.
I don't hear it.
This album rocks hard. Pure rock fury, pun intended. Must have for Clutch.
Must have literacy to read this review.
Stop right now, man. Clutch. The Clutch comparisons piss me off, man.
I totally get that. I don't know where that comes from at all.
Look, here's the thing. I understand where it comes from. We play like a stoner rock type of fucking music. Clutch plays a stoner rock type of music. They're probably the most known band that plays that style. So when somebody thinks of a stoner rock band, they're going to think of Clutch. So that's the easy comparison. But you look at anything Clutch has put out in the last 20 years. Do they have a song that sounds like Farmer's Almanac? No.
The skyline set on fire. masses sing and dance in their voodoo rhythm, trancing hopes their guides from before time had began can advance out from the ether into the corporeal, where dimensionless dead await for prophecy to unfold.
Do they have anything that sounds like LeVar Burton's Bible? No.
I know it sounds too strange to be true. I must admit that even I'd be skeptical if I were you. If not for photographic proof, these eyes have seen the truth between the lines of the greatest story ever told. So mystery, but not a bleed. I'm so covered in gold, truly a wonder to behold. Staring life is begging me for pages of the ground of me. Does my eyes to see? Cause this people leave stuck away inside the sarcophagus of the parasite world. Can there empty the finest linen? Or we've imbued with the most exotic spices? And I'm horror from a distant show. Up between the pages of the Father's Bible. Just take a look, it's in a book now.
Do they have anything that sounds like Phantom Spaceman? No.
Yeah, Phantom Spaceman. You call me crazy tonight. Phantom Spaceman. Down from beyond the stars. Phantom Spaceman. I'll be there. An apparition of gamma radiation bleeding, X-ray emissions and spatial distortion. A solar phantasm, a cosmonaut out alone, gravitational evil from another dimension. Yeah, Phantom Spaceman. Yeah, Phantom Spaceman.
Those songs are like way heavier than anything Clutch has ever put out, and so
Boom.
that's like
Yeah,
that's
it's
like a
good.
fucking easy, weak ass comparison. I love Clutch
yeah.
as much as the next guy, man, but
I agree with Dusty. We do have a couple songs.
a couple songs.
My Clutch. Oh, dude, I'm hammered. This is gonna be a mess.
This
Okay,
is-
that's
I-
right.
I-
Deal with it.
I want to read. I was stumbling over it. I thought it was.
Yeah, you want to read. It's rough, but you want to.
Must
We
have,
understand that.
must have for Clutch Company Band and Fireball Ministry fans. Favorite track: Bog Monster and Take the Wheel.
So they didn't listen to anything other than the first track.
They
Yeah.
were out. They were out after that.
In defense of anyone who says Bog Monster Take the Wheel is their favorite, Dom is a really good singer, and we would probably be better if he was our vocalist.
Voice below the riverbed, ring in my head, sing, take my hand. I can give you life again and help you find your vengeance. Now I've been baptized in them stagnant waters, given witness by the flora and fauna. My sense of purpose never seems so clear. Oh, I said, Bog Monster, take the wheel. Now I'm cruising down the highway in this El Camino. With a 4x4 goes in the front and batters in the trunk, 'cause that's how a Bog Monster gets shit done.
You killed it on this record. Your vocals have, from comparing our first album to this album, dude, your vocals have so dramatically improved that you actually are a singer now.
Yeah, it took
Wow.
a decade.
Look at that.
It took a whole decade, but I'm maybe competent.
It's really cool to listen to the progression though, man, because
Is
Your
this
first one,
serious,
you
Don
just-
Lee? I can't tell. Are you
No,
being
it's serious. I'm being serious. The first one you can
And I know I'm actually saying something nice. And in return, I will say in 10 years, Dusty has gotten no better.
because I was great to begin with. So here's the thing. So like you can tell that with the first record, you were just kind of like figuring it out. But as we've gone with every record,
He was.
gotten better and
Absolutely.
you've added more like skills to your repertoire to the point where now you actually sound like you know what the hell you're doing, which is amazing because I never saw that coming.
Yeah, right. Like, and I know Dusty's joking to some extent, but I did not tell people I was like when people said, "Oh, you're a musician. What do you play?" I did not tell people I was a singer instead of a guitar player until 2600 AD. Because that 26, it was about 4 albums deep before I was like, okay, you know what? I might be competent enough at this now that I'll refer to myself as a singer. But every album before that was just like, was it fake it till you make it? Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't tell anyone I was a singer, but then I'd go into the studio and be like, no, I'm a singer, just this, at least for today.
You don't give yourself enough credit, man. They're on like tracks and rejects, man. There's some like gold on those 2 records.
Yeah, that was definitely when Josh was recording our vocals instead of me, so he should get the majority of that credit.
Oh, nice.
And just
Nice.
a little bit, but really, honestly, I mean, Josh will tell you, like the first album, there was even a handful of songs I came back and demanded you let me re-record because the first few I recorded weren't good enough.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I know what I'm doing now and listening to these aren't. I think Vankman was one.
When I heard the first like recorded version of my guitar, I was like, yeah, I need to do that one again.
Vankman was one of the first songs, correct?
Yeah.
That was the one where you kind of figured out with the vocal. I mean, not figure it out, back to Clutch a little bit. Neil's got that style of writing to move.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's weird. Like when I know we were all going to argue over our history.
Yeah.
And like how we became. But the one thing I do know is that we wrote the EP that's releasing on New Year's Day, The Legend of Buckshot Rogers. We wrote that kind of simultaneous as
I don't remember those songs.
Yeah, you never got sent them because
I think I've got a set of those.
That was Conclusions. You probably remember Conclusions because we almost recorded that for Rabble Rousers.
Yeah.
And you wanted us to do that. But we wrote when Bones, I can't even say when Bones first started. When Bones first started, I was the drummer and we had no singer. You, Josh, even played a show as our vocalist in Ada.
Yeah. Over
and then we were just kind of a jam band.
Before you get into that, remember one of our shows was at Harry's Hideaway in Lima.
Oh yeah, we fucking burnt the place down.
The place burnt down the night we played it.
Oh my god!
I fucking forgot all about that.
Yeah, dude, it burnt down to the ground. There was some sketchy stuff going on with the electricity in that building, and I remember all of us got shocked at least once on the microphones that night. And
not me because I was by the drums.
Yeah, we kept you in the back. Nobody wanted to see you. We played the show. Wake up the next day and people are calling me up saying, "Dude, what the hell happened at Harry's Hideaway last night?" I was like, "What do you mean? The place burnt down." Like, what do you mean it burnt down? They're like, "Dude, it burnt to the ground last night." So something was going on sketchy in that place, man. And we
burned it down.
We rocked it so hard it burnt to the ground, man.
So
but yeah, originally in Bones' first iteration or whatever the word I'm looking for, I don't know. I'm fucking drunk. We were a 3-piece, right, Dusty? I was the drummer, you played guitar, and Scott played bass.
We started out, it was just me and you, and then we were jamming when you were living with Scott. We were jamming over the house there like every Wednesday or whatever, and then Scott started showing up playing bass, and so then it turned into like a 3-piece, and then
You had that concept album, right? Like,
We played a show where Josh sang a couple songs.
yeah, Palmer would stumble in from time to time and scream some vocals.
yeah. But then you have
And
just
then-
like one long song.
And then that fell apart.
Yeah.
But we wrote Band 1 during that time.
Well, the music for Band 1.
Yes.
It wasn't Band 1 at that time, but
And was Vank
turned into Band 1.
was Vankman one of those songs too?
No, Venkman was a song that I wrote on my own that I had like on a CD that I brought over one time and played it, but we never really did anything with it.
Because I remember between us getting back together for what actually lasted this time and when I was the drummer, I went and recorded a couple of our songs on drums with Josh at a dude in Columbus's house.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And
So-
we came back because I was like, hey, I'm going to play these songs on drums and then I'm going to sing on them. And so I went and did the drums. You did the guitar, and I went to Josh's and started singing. It was so awful. We all quit.
No, that's not exactly how it went. So we after the instrumental thing like kind of fizzled out, you were like, hey man, I'd kind of like to try to do some vocals. And so I'm like, all right, cool. So you went to Columbus, recorded the drums. I went to Josh's, recorded the guitars and bass, and the music was sounding awesome. And so I was like really stoked up about it. And so you were set to record the vocals. And then it's just like everybody went completely radio silent on me.
Well, yeah. That's where you missed out. I went to Josh's and recorded the vocals for Band 1, and it was so god awful. I asked Josh, who, for people who don't know, Josh has been my best friend for years. He was the best man at my wedding. Like, Josh is pretty much my brother, even more than my brother. And if Derek's watching this, you know it's true because you're kind of there.
Good. He's not that good. Not that good.
I love you. I love you, and everything's cool now. But
Listen,
like, you know,
Derek,
bro,
He's not watching this. He's too self-centered.
Yeah.
He's
for a
coming to-
long,
Yeah.
for a long time. I mean, let's be honest, you were Derek.
Yeah. It's
But
not-
anyways,
yeah.
so like
not his
just
fault.
so everyone knows, if anyone in the world ever had my back on anything and was ready to cheer me on anything, it was Josh Palmer. There has never been a person who cared more. And I went into his studio for one day and got half of Band. Apparently you didn't ever hear this, and we just went radio silent on you. I went in and recorded Band 1, and halfway through I was like, my God, Josh, this is bad. And he was like, yeah, we shouldn't finish.
What style were you doing? I can't remember that far.
I was doing the same style that I'm doing now. It was just horrible. Like, I couldn't sing in key, and I was awful. Like, I was just so bad. My best friend, who would have my back through thick and thin, felt like he needed to say, yeah, you should stop.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
As a friend, we are cutting this off before we finish the first chorus and saying, yeah, like, let's bury this.
I know I pushed it out of my mind, so it must have not been good.
Yeah, it was god awful. So the reason we went radio silent on you, Dusty, is because I was so horrible no one wanted to admit it.
Okay, and so I found this out later, but at the time, I'm like, these vocals that come in, there's nothing. So I'm like sending emails, and back then I did text because we didn't have cell phones, but I'm trying to like get some form of communication from someone, and I'm not getting anything.
And it's
so,
it was really so bad that like it was so bad that it was honestly better to not tell you about it. Like, that's how bad it was. Like, I tell people this and they don't always believe me, but yeah, like, I was such a bad singer. Like, it was best not to talk to a friend for about 3 years. Like, that's how horrible I was. It was like, you know what? I love Dusty to death, but it's so bad I better not talk to him for 3 years.
yeah, it was a while. It was a while. Like,
yeah. So
you
I
were
was thinking about
salty.
it today. I'm like, I don't remember how long it was, but I remember it was long enough that I was really pissed off by the end of it. So I remember I shot Palmer an email, and I'm like, dude, and
Did I respond?
no, because Jared, you're like, hey, Donnelly's pissed. You better get a hold of him.
Yeah, I was like,
It's funny. I was thinking about it today. It's funny that we are still together because I even text Dusty today. Now, they're not released because we still have the whole album that needs backup vocals. But Dusty and I, 2010 to 2020, I sent him a message today. Dusty and I have written and recorded 102 original songs. and like when I think about all the stuff right before we went and did the first album, it's amazing this band even exists. Because like I was a drummer and not a good drummer. And then we decided, hey, we're going to do a couple songs and I'll sing. And I was so horrible, I didn't talk to Dusty for 3 years. It was really that bad. It was so bad I didn't talk to him for 3 years. And then for some reason, 3 years later, you had what is now the Ballad of Drayton Sawyer. You had that music. And I had People Will Hear It When Buckshot was released. I had Drifter Town. And you had a few others, and I can't remember what they are. But there are a few others that are on Buckshot.
I had the entire rest of the Buckshot album.
Except for 2 or 3 songs.
Maybe the first one, which we used to call
Boss Man.
Yeah,
and now it's called whatever. I can't even fucking remember.
But
Sure.
that's the thing. So after I sent that email to Palmer, and Palmer said, hey, you need to get a hold of Dusty because he's pissed off. You got a hold of me, and we started talking. And Jared, the one thing about Jared is he has a way of saying things that makes it so that you can't stay mad about anything. He has a way of it's just like, okay, man, that's cool, whatever, So he
I am lovable.
Yeah, so he gives
I'm horrible in every other way, but I'm lovable about it.
So he gives me the story about how, yeah, man, we tried to
listen, dude.
We tried to record band one. I was terrible, and so we just decided not to do it, and whatever. And so, but then he eventually would come back around, and he's like, but I'd kind of like to try it again, and I want to try to sing some songs. And I said, well, I just so happen to have some songs here.
You always got songs.
Yeah, he's like, what do you got? And so I said, here's the funny thing. I said, well, I've been writing some stuff that, and this is funny because it connects back to what we were just saying about Clutch and how I hate the Clutch comparison. Because I told him, I said, I got some songs that I'm trying to write that are heavy, but they still have that Clutch groove. And Jared was like, oh yeah, like Down? And I'm like, no, not really like Down, but kind of like Down, but not like Down. And so I let him listen to him. He's like, yeah, man, I like this a lot. I'm going to try to put some vocals to it. And so it was like every Wednesday it was when I was living with Bacon.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Cause it almost fell apart again because this was the thing. Like I had a full on panic attack about this and about shit my pants because I had No Country for Old Men, which was Drifter Town. Now No Country for Old Men. People will hear it on New Year's Day when Buckshot's released.
Real quick, Jared,
the
timeline real quick. The first Bones album is the one with the boat on it. I'm thinking that's the first one. Now, where are we at? The Buckshot.
We are getting into right now. We are getting into where that is getting close to starting.
What was the first? Ballad of Drayton Sawyer, and then the Buckshot Rogers.
Yes, most of Buckshot Rogers, about half of Buckshot Rogers, and Ballad of Drayton Sawyer is before the first Bones album. Okay. So this is where we are getting into where Bones actually started to exist in the form that it is now. Because after a couple of years, I sucked so bad on band one, like I didn't talk to a friend for a couple of years, and I buried my head. We did Dead Fuck I joined Deflagration. Drayton Sawyer broke up.
That took like 2 years.
I remember
the whole scenario, and I did enough in like because even in Dead Fuck, like I sing in Dead Fuck. If you listen to the album, it's on Zombie Takeover
Studios, Zombie Takeover Studios.bandcamp.
Or you can download it on Pulp Records Bandcamp, either one. But like, if you listen to the Dead Fuck album, like everything I did is auto-tuned. We auto-tuned the fuck out of all of it because I sucked.
Cannot escape. I am a creature wandering in the darkness. I am like the soul is hated. I am dead. Blood falls from crosses and eyes of the statues, and from candle flames. Eternal damnation from this earth, blood running through my veins.
I mean, like, just being straightforward. I couldn't, like, I was close enough to being in key that Josh is like, no, this is close enough. We can auto-tune it and it won't sound horrible.
It was a production. It was a production thing too. It was
a learning experience.
Yeah.
So like, I had done that enough to where it's like, okay, I'm close to knowing what I'm doing. And I had been writing like acoustic songs. I wrote Sasquatch Paparazzi and fuck, what's the Blade Runner song called? Do Android's Dream of Electric Sheep. Like I wrote that on acoustic and stuff, and been like, okay, it's like, okay, I'm gonna get back a hold of Dusty because this is what I've wanted to do forever. I wanted to make rock songs with Dusty, so I'm gonna get back a hold of Dusty because I think I can do it now. And so I show up to his house one day, and I'm like, hey, here's my guitar for Drifter Town, which will be No Country for Old Men. And he's like, that's cool. Here's what I got. And he gives me the Ballad of Drayton Sawyer and one or two other songs that are on the Buckshot album. And it's like, okay, like I tracked it at Dusty's because I didn't even have a laptop at the time. I tracked it at Dusty's. It's like, I'm going to go back. I'm going to write lyrics to this, and then I'm going to come back to your house and sing. And then like fucking 3 months later, like the whole 3 months, Dusty's like, hey, you got focused on that song yet? It's like, oh, almost. And I haven't wrote anything because I'm a shit lyricist. And like a month, 2 months later. Yeah.
Do I remember this right? Did I help you write lyrics for something involving Buckshot Rogers?
No Country for Old Men. It's the very first song Mississippi Bones wrote that is what we know now. There are lyrics by Frank in it. And like I'm about to get to there because
slow down, Frank.
2 months in, Dusty's like,
about you.
I'm looking at the album. I think I have these tracks for some reason. I don't know how I got them.
Yes.
Like it's old.
2 months in, so. 2 months in, Dusty's like, okay, hey, do you got the vocals now? And I'm like, oh, I'm almost done. And what I had almost done is nothing because I couldn't write words. Like I had all sorts of like melodies in my head, but no lyrics, and lyrics became this thing. And like 3 months in, Dusty's like, hey, you're just going to not do anything again. We did this last time. And I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm done. I got the song done. I'm going to come record this song, the one that I wrote. And I have other lyrics for the one that you wrote. And I'm coming next Tuesday. And he's like, awesome. And so on the way to your house that day, I took a notebook that was Frank's from when we all lived at Scott's house and was like, fuck, I still don't have lyrics. I have to write something. And like Buckshot Rogers, that was Frank's. The majority of the lyrics that I have done in Drifter Town, it's all Frank's. It's all Frank's, because I was like, shit, I'm just gonna have to steal Frank's lyrics and throw a melody to this, and then be like, no, I did
I
it.
remember you asked
I did
me,
it.
you're like, hey, can I take this notebook or whatever? And I'm like,
I've done
Yeah,
it.
like I texted him the day before and was like, hey, I'm gonna take this and just go sing these because I don't have any lyrics.
I've done
And
that before.
and
I've
then
taken.
the Ballad of Drayton Sawyer was originally called the Ballad of Buckshot Rogers, because I was like, no, it's a story. It's all the same thing. I've been thinking about it. I swear I know what I'm doing. But the Ballad of Drayton Sawyer was actually, when it was the Ballad of Buckshot Rogers, it was originally called the Ballad of Drayton Sawyer, and music that I wrote myself over at Josh's house. For a thing that sounded really a lot like Mastodon right after they had released Blood Mountain. And I had all those lyrics and I just shoved them into a song of Dusty's because I was so bad at writing lyrics. Like I wrote all the lyrics for those two songs. I didn't write the lyrics. I stole all the lyrics to those songs and put them into a melody on the way to your house that day.
well, I
That
think,
way I could pretend like I had been working for the 3 months you had been waiting. So the fact that 10 years later we are still a band just boggles my mind, because I straight pulled all that shit out of my ass that one day because I had nothing.
if I remember right, the lyrics to that song we worked on together because we stayed up like all night going back and forth, smoking cigarettes and just writing lyrics. I think, I don't know
Yes.
before.
And no. I wrote music. You wrote all the lyrics while smoking lyrics. For Mississippi Bones, I only ended up using a handful. Like the
Right.
chorus is yours and a couple lines in the first and second verse. But and there are a line here and there. I ended up, just stripping apart and making it a thing. That way I could show up to Dusty's and be like, no, look, I got a whole concept. I've been thinking on this for 3 months. Really, this is real. And then I was like, and he was like, oh, what is it? And I was like, oh, fuck, I don't know. Like I know you had Buckshot Rosters and it seemed space Western, and the only thing I had in my head was Star Wars. So it's like, yeah, it's a space Western. And then I just stole the Luke and Vader storyline from Star Wars and pretended like I wrote it.
Jared, now when did you start? When did it really connect with you with I guess with your style of basically watching movies and using nerdy ass lyrics and
Dusty was sending me a bunch of stuff. We were about halfway done with Buckshot.
Yeah.
I think we had done No Country for Old Men. We had done I don't even fucking know. There Will Be Blood. What I named the last song? I don't know. It used to be called Conclusions. Whatever it is now. No, The Unforgiven. We had done at least those 3, and Dusty had 1 or 2 of the other ones, and I was like, okay, this EP is going to be a storyline. And Dusty is Dusty, so he was like, oh shit, this is actually happening this time. Here's a CD of a full album full of unreleased, like just a full album worth of unwritten material. And it was different. Like there was what the first album is, and there is what Buckshot was. And there was one's heavier, one's a little groovier. And I really loved the Venkman, the music to the Venkman. And after the day he gave me that CD, I went home and Ghostbusters was on.
Take your hands and I'm a reason that you're alive. So don't send me down a crazy river every time a spectral vapor apparition or tenant guy come knocking at your door. And if he talk to Zoo, tell him there's gonna be a no-show.
And so I was writing Buckshot, and I had this CD of stuff that didn't sound the same, and Ghostbusters was on, and I was like, fuck it, Josh. I mean, Josh, honestly, lyrically and vocally, you might not hear it because I do so much melody instead of heavily, but you were like, everything I did vocally starting out was what I saw you do in the bands we were in, Drayton
Yeah.
Sawyer and Enemy of Mine. So like you wrote about movies a lot, and I was watching Ghostbusters, and I was like, "Fuck, I could write a song about Ghostbusters to this."
I mean, I just had.
So I just ripped off. I just ripped off Josh with Melody. So what ended up happening was we had the Venkman, we had Robot Devil, which was Futurama, and Leopard Lion Shitwolf.
When I gave you that song, that was the quickest turnaround for lyrics that I can remember, because you were like, I remember you texted me within like 2 hours of leaving my house saying, dude, I've got this song like almost completely written. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I was listening to Duke Ellington and had just watched the Futurama episode where Fry switches hands with the Robot Devil. And I was like, boom, there it is. Yeah. It's fucking done.
He came walking out the door and on through the door. I was booking on the tune and the minor chords. He had a white hat, white shoes, a white coat. He said, boy, I see you know the nose for that. So that you need to learn to bring your child home, or they be like you soul. And we all know it don't mean a thing if it ain't got us a wing, boy. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got us a wing. You can't fake it, oh no, but I can help you make it. If you pay my fee, you see, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got us a wing, boy.
It writes itself. But like, so the Buckshot stuff in our first album, we had 4 songs, I think, for the Buckshot stuff. And I started doing Robot Devil, Leopard Lion, She-Wolf, because I had just finished reading Inferno again, and like a few others. And we were in a spot where it was like, okay, I started writing the Buckshot shit and had no idea what the fuck I was doing. And half of it I wrote on the way to your house one day because I just didn't want to bail again. So it was like, I'll just yank this shit out of my ass and pray. And it was enough that we kept going. And about 4 songs into that, Dusty had this other stuff that was a little different, a little groovier sounding. I didn't have to be as heavy, which in the earlier days was a lot easier for me to write to, because I didn't have confidence in my voice. I couldn't be heavy because heavy is just a personality and a pattern. And like I need all sorts of melodies and harmonies to cover up like all that I suck. I just need to do a bunch of other stuff because I'm not great. And so we ended up with like the Venkman and Leopard Lion, She-Wolf and Robot Devil, and then we pulled back out Band 1. And so what we ended up with was like an almost finished EP that was a concept album of really heavy stuff, and what the first album became, the more rock kind of ideas. And I know at the time it was like, hey, I remember talking to Dusty at the time. I said, hey, these are better. So let's finish this and finish these and record. Maybe if we're going to do something, let's do the best stuff. And it wasn't so much the best stuff that, like, I would say this Dusty's stuff was better, but it was where I was comfortable.
But the lyric idea though is something I always did, because I suck at writing lyrics. Like, I don't have no thoughts for myself.
Right.
Like I just, when I think, nothing happens.
Trying to think, but nothing happens.
I gotta hold that. We got a song called "Thanks for Listening" where I just straight. I don't got nothing to say that hasn't been said or been said better in a movie.
This show's still going, the tape's still rolling, the notes keep coming even with no money flowing. I get plenty satisfied, just breaking even. As long as I'm still breathing, I'll still be singing. Ain't got no words of wisdom, not said better in a movie. Ain't got no unique point of view that people need to hear or see. Got pop and counterculture riding up my brain. Can't seem to write a song without a reference made. Don't need to justify, not looking for validity. Don't need a crowd singing, I'm rolling 20s back at me. Taught by my parents and future rhymer to be
there's a bunch of people a lot smarter than me that said shit in music. So I've always watched the movies and kind of take notes. Nothing new than the Misfits used to do back in the day.
And Rob Zombie, like
Yeah,
straight
he
Le
does, yeah.
Sexorcisto. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
you'll hear it more probably than ever on the new album. And
But through the
follow-up
years,
on certain songs,
though, you've grew though. You've wrote songs that aren't about movies. They're your ideas on different situations and shit. And
yeah, I've learned through. One was Radio Free Conspiracy Theory teaming up with John Rabb and some of the weird horror writers that we did for that album, and because I've always been a fan of Pulp Fiction, and like it was just a growing process. Like I learned, my brother was a big part of it because like when I was having trouble writing lyrics on the Offset, it was right around the time of the Vankman. I was like, dude, I got this concept album we're writing and I made it a concept album. Like Buckshot Rogers is a concept album because I had to have something to give me something to write about. And I was like, fuck it, story. If I have a story, I'll have something to write about. So that's why that's that. And Derek was like, you got to write what you know. And I was like, fuck, man, that doesn't help. I don't know anything.
yeah.
And then it hit me. It's like, well, I know bad jokes and I know movie quotes.
Yeah.
And that's what your lyrics. That's what your lyrics are.
Like if you really listen to the first album and tracks, you'll hear that enough to where the first album to tracks, like on tracks, I started to learn how to say things other than singing about the movie I'm quoting by quoting movies.
All right. Well,
and then that's when it kind of rolled out after that.
Frank,
I got a game lined up for you.
Oh,
Jimmy.
for fuck's sake!
Here we go.
Oh, but before we finish, so before you go on to the game, just where we were at, the Bones history, we ended up writing self-titled and Buckshot EP at the same time. And Dusty and I said, hey, the self-titled album's better. Let's record that. And then we'll record the Buckshot EP. Then we recorded the first album. And thanks to Dusty, he put it online. He sold it online. He made people interested online. And we're like, holy fuck, we got enough money to record a second album. Like that first Bones album, we were supposed to record the EP after, but that was it. Forever done. We never had. And like we ended up with money, and I told Dusty, I was like, hey, we could do another album. Fuck it. And then we wrote tracks, and which did better. So that's kind of how we ended up on the path that we did as opposed to Buckshot, because I was more comfortable with the groovy stuff and it sounded better. And we ended up coming back to the Buckshot because it held up. So the two were wrote at the same time. Were we talking about that?
All right, so it's on New Year's Day. You're releasing a re-recorded version of that album.
Yes.
Okay.
I have no idea what's going on right now. Hey, I gotta go
play a game, dude. Okay.
What?
Well,
No,
I
you
gotta
can't
go piss.
We'll take a break here. We'll take a little break.
Yeah, we gotta take a break. I'm out of beer. I'm gonna get some wine. I'm gonna piss. Give me just a second. We'll come back, play the game.
I'll give you a tomato. What are we doing now?
Something about comic books or something?
Yeah.
You guys like comic books?
This song is about one of my favorite comic books called East to West. This song is called If You Find Hell Lonely.
Hey, you know what I did when I drank wine, don't you?
Busted through the door like the Kool-Aid man.
That's right.
Oh, it fucking pissed your pants, dude. That was old.
I'll go through a
We're
wall.
going outside, guys.
All right, go
Okay.
outside. Fuck it. Take it out there. Who cares?
Yeah,
you know?
Dusty, if I've cut you off tonight, I apologize. You're a good man.
Yeah. I'm just
Dusty,
enjoying the ride.
Has his history sound about right for you? Is that about right with the history?
Yeah, it's pretty much on par with what I can
all right.
remember.
Yeah, that's a
I
lot. More.
just quit smoking. I just quit getting high like a year before. So like I'm pretty solid on it.
Yeah, see, that's a lot more history than what I even knew. I
Yeah.
thought you were just leaving out a bunch of shit. I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, there's way more than I know.
Let's see how solid you are on these song lyrics. Because the game is, can you name your own tunes? I'm gonna give you a line of lyrics, and let's see if either of you guys can finish it. And
Well, I guess this makes it a little fair that Jared's a little intoxicated because they are his lyrics. So
yeah, I know, but like I figured,
He had memory issues, so
I figured there's songs that they play live that he may have better memory on.
We play live.
I mean, you have in the past, and you would have to have a more of a
You want to be honest with me, lady? This is my wife.
She can play.
Oh, she's fucking hiding. She's embarrassed to be seen with me. I don't blame her.
She can play. Oh, she can't hear though. She can't hear it. All right.
No.
Okay.
All right,
Is this
Frank,
is this right? Is this in a correct place? Can you hear me? Can everybody
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
me?
that's good.
I can hear
His
you.
mic moves around.
It's like a Madonna headset.
I'm probably yelling, aren't I?
Yeah.
Your neighbor.
Yeah, Jared, you should if you play out again, you should wear one of those. That's really
Right?
little headphones.
Hey, fucking dude.
That'll
Dance.
let you dance. Yeah, look at that. Wow.
Okay, the first song, I'm going to give you.
At least you won't drown with that coat.
And then you can name finish the lyrics and name the song.
It's warm, fucker.
Every day's the same. I keep drudging on and on and on. Another day, another body for the fire.
Oh, that's Vampire Blues.
What's the rest of the lyrics?
Another body for the fire. Funeral pyre keeps growing higher and higher.
Another day, another body for the fire. A funeral pyre keeps going higher and higher.
There you go.
Wow, look at that.
Then-
Yeah, dude, straight. This is a horrible game. This is cheating because it's quieter. Am I loud? Okay. But Carmen's like,
Yeah, there's someone in the window over in the neighbor's house. So look at that.
so everybody, so you guys know why this is like, I write most of my lyrics. I've had jobs where I just drive all day is the main kind of jobs I have. I don't write lyrics down. I just sing out loud while I'm driving over and over and over. And any lyrics I forget, I figure aren't good enough to remember. So like, by the time I've recorded these, I've sang all of these songs like a couple hundred times.
Well, just for shits and giggles, let's give it a try.
Let's
All
give
right,
it a
shits and gigs. I'm just saying, it's like it's
It'll be you guys have how many songs did you say you had?
102.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, it's a good test. It's a good
Yeah,
memory
if you
test.
can remember all those, Jesus.
Well, shit, dude, you can only sing things fucking 100 times so many times.
You're like
Does that
Dustin. You're like Dustin Hoffman off.
Fucking Rain Man. Yeah, dude.
I would
don't
forget it, but
I don't do much well, but I repeat things good.
Here's the next one. I can tell you all about how the Department of the Treasury is in league with Walmart, planning urgently to
conspiracy theorist.
Replace gift cards with our currency.
Department of the Treasuries and we will Walmart. Planning urgently to switch gift cards as our currency.
I guess it shouldn't be a surprise. With so many people in your gravity's pull, how would you
Explain when you collapse and become a black hole.
collapse and turn into a black hole?
Turn it, but whatever, dude.
And the name of that song is?
That's in regards to entropy something and transformational.
So many people in your gravity's pull. How will you explain when you collapse and turn into a black hole? The
So that song's about me watching videos about Kurt Cobain's death and Neil deGrasse Tyson.
That's the song that I tried to get Jared to shorten because I thought this title was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, it was great. He was like, dude, how are people gonna quieter? My stage manager is saying I'm yelling again. I remembered fucking Dusty. This is great. Dusty messaged me and he was like, dude, you gotta quit naming songs like that.
I didn't message you. We were at Palmer's house and I was sitting on Palmer's couch and I'm like, dude, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
No, it was even before that. You're like, dude, how is anybody ever gonna recommend that to their friends? And I wrote back, I was like, who fucking recommends songs by words to their friends anymore? You just send somebody a link. You're like, hey, listen to this song. I was like, I can name songs whatever the fuck I want. Nobody cares. Nobody knows names anymore. Names are fucking.
I say.
Yeah.
Here's another one.
This is my cat. This is my cat. This is Baggy Britches.
Baggy Britches.
That's my cat. He fucking. We don't let him in the house because he pisses everywhere.
They do that.
I get tired of cleaning up.
Well, that's why you leave him in the house. What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. Like he's like one of 6.
You don't like a house spell ammonia?
I got a cat that's got fucking gangrene in his leg that I'm getting laser fucking treatment on right now, and
what?
$700 to amputate his leg because some asshole in Mount Victory setting fucking traps to fucking hurt cat legs.
Wow, that's crazy.
Okay.
That's not even my cat. It just walked into my yard all fucked up, and now I gotta pay for it.
Craziest story I've ever heard in my life. What? The cat's outside and you're gonna pay for its leg?
Oh, it's not outside anymore. It's inside. It's got fucking water shits, and it drips shit all over my house. But it's got a fucking bad leg because somebody snagged it in a trap, and now I gotta pay $700 to fucking either fucking laser the gangrene out or cut his fucking leg off. What the fuck is that shit?
I think it's like $35 to put him down.
Yeah, you are a better man you're a better man than I, Jared.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, dude, I'm a fucking hippie these days. Don't fucking doubt it, man. I fucking love everything these days.
I'd kiss that kid.
What the fuck is that shit?
I wish I was your neighbor looking out the window right now.
Oh, dude. Fucking, it was just, Josh, I got a fucking song to send you today. I redid those fucking camps. They sound way better. But yeah, like fucking my neighbors fucking listen to the same fucking 3 songs over and over today as I tried to fucking mic and have. It doesn't matter. Let's go.
What songs were they? I want to know. I'm into this.
Yeah, I would have gave a knapsack to that cat and kissed its forehead and sent it on its way.
Yeah, but it really loves my daughter, and my daughter really loves it. That's a good thing.
Listen, cats look the same. You can get 5 others that look exactly the same and switch it in there.
Yeah, but they don't act the same, man.
I know.
Beautiful.
I'm just
Okay, let's get on to the next
all
one.
right, yeah, let's get going. There we go.
Cheated out of my sonic screwdriver, so your.
That's digital smokers, so your hair transplants can look good in water.
Cheated out of my sonic screwdriver, so your new hair transplants can look good in water.
Oh, you want to see my fucking cat? You want to see my cat with the wall? What happened? Fix it!
What is going on?
God.
This fucking computer's a touch screen. You touch it, it does shit. This is my cat.
Oh my god!
This is the goddamn craziest shit I've ever seen.
That's my cat, man.
How does that cat have
that cat's
thing
gonna cost me like fucking $1,000 just to
fucking
god.
They do that.
Not die.
We had to pay $300 to get our dog's leg cut off, and then,
dude, I don't even want to talk about my dog. My
what
fucking dog is my dog's 17 years old. It has arthritis in its spine and its legs, cancer in its nose. It had fucking stones in its bladder, which displaced it. Like his bladder wasn't in the right place. It couldn't piss anymore, and it ended up getting a hernia and couldn't fucking shit right because its intestine poked out. So I had to take I got a fucking $700 cat here because of a fucking leg, and then I got like a fucking grand dog because it's fucking 17 and
Jared. You're like
she's happy now though.
You're like Dr. Manhattan. Everybody's fucking getting cancer and shit around you. What the fuck?
No, she's cool now though because we took her to the vet. Like we got rid of the stones, the bladder fell back.
All your animals are falling.
Its intestines that stopped it from shitting fucking fell back into place because we gave it shit that gives it diarrhea and makes it poops easy.
Okay.
And
Now-
now I'm gonna keep a 17-year-old dog alive for another 6 months. So
we're from the country, man. We know people that can remove legs and shit. It don't cost fucking $7,000.
You got a soldering iron around there.
I like straight. Just you know, I wasn't ready to say goodbye to my dog yet.
I understand. I mean, I don't.
Oh, dude, this just took a fucking horrible turn, man. Let's get back to the lyrics. Let's not talk about my animals. They're all fucking dying.
I don't. It's maybe you.
What the fuck? This is an awful podcast.
No, it's solid gold.
You're not taking care of them good enough, I don't think, or something's going on. You're feeding them bad
the
food.
fucking dog's almost 18 years old. I'll be damned if I'm not taking good enough care.
Feeding them that Mount Victor. Oh yeah, you do. Your dogs stay alive for a long time.
Yeah, man. The fucking Nibbler. He's like fucking Lord Nibbler Van Helsing. He's like fucking, his teeth are falling out, but he's like fucking 14. He's
holding in there.
He's fucking, he's spry as a spring chicken.
He eats your cigarette butts, doesn't he?
No, but like, he cleans my kitchen floor. I won't lie.
But yeah, this new album. Let's talk about this new album a little bit. All right.
Yeah, let's talk about something else than all the fucking depressing animal shit I got going. Dusty, where are you?
Oh my!
I'm just listening. Just listening.
Dude, you fucking like this is our Dusty. Dusty is our Ace Frehley and Gene Simmons at the same time. Like he's the dude to make sure that our music's good and our business is running good. And like, dude, you are failing epically tonight. Like you're like, hey, let's do this podcast, and then we come on and it's like Jared's drunk. It's like I'm just gonna let him talk about his fucking dying animals. That's horrible. Dude, that's horrible.
I'm just listening.
That's horrible branding. You should know better. How long have we been in a band? We've been in a band together for a fucking decade, man. What's going on? You should know better.
So this new album, most of the songs are wrapped around this kind of like tabloid magazine fucking kind of song ideas.
Weekly World News. That's just what it is. Weekly World News. Which there's a Kickstarter to bring it back. I suggest everybody fucking jump in on that because it's an awesome magazine.
For the fucking
don't get silent on me. Fucking talk.
I could read another review if you'd like. I got one here.
Yeah, let's hear it.
We're just all over the place tonight.
This is from Bass Blues. Says, damn killer. The Ohio Rockers strike again with another platinum offering. The vocal play between Jared and Heather really shines on this album. Heather brings so much to the sound of the band with her sweet and rock and roll church-like vocals. The witty and informed lyrics about fantasy, or perhaps rather reality, creatures, hell, space, aliens, blue beams, the elite, synthetic meat, Mississippi Bones treats. Favorite tracks so far: Phantom Spaceman nipping at its heels. El
Kakoi.
Okay.
Oh, Kakoi. I fucking, just so you know, I know I'm cutting everybody off again. Everybody's sick of hearing me talk. But anyways, like it took
You're
me
a little
fucking
stumbly over there.
Oh, dude, I had to get my Jack Croc. Apparently, I think that's what it's called. Jac Cole.
Oh God. Oh
Not Croc.
God.
Jac Cole. Like my wife, she gets fucking boxes of wine in the mail.
Wait a minute,
like,
Jared.
Can you see this? Like, look at all that wine. It's wine. I got wine everywhere.
Jared, hold on. I thought you would be like.
You guys are fucking losing control of this fucking podcast.
Well, hold on for
Rein it in, brother.
sake.
But anyways, no, I got a point. I know you're losing control, but I got a point. You bring up it's worth saying.
I figured you'd be reading a book or something. You're a fucking wild man. You're fucking crazy.
Dude, I'm a fucking mess these days. Damien and Michelle. I won't even try to say the last name because it fucking took me 3 weeks to learn how to say El Kakoi. They really good friends. They're really good friends these days. They've been awesome. They've been fans of the band since the first album, Make the Tracks, one of the two. Anyways, I've become friends with them over the years, and they know my love. I'm about to drink a whole bottle of wine on top of it.
You are gonna throw up later.
Oh, dude, tomorrow's gonna be a mess. I'm fucking glad somebody else has my daughter. I was gonna fucking record hardcore vocals tomorrow. That's stupid. Anyways, Damien and Michelle, they were the ones that tell me about the Okoi mythos, and longtime fans of the band. They're the voices, them and their son Bear. They're the voices at the beginning of the song.
Okay, mijo, your mama's leaving, and I'll be working outside.
Okay, Dad.
Better get all your chores done by this evening.
I don't want to do my chores.
You better do as you're told, or you know what will happen. El Cucuy will come and get you.
Ooh, cucuy.
Daddy went to the farm, Mama went to work. And while the cat's away, those mice will play all their mischief and murder.
They become really good friends, and it took 3 weeks of them fucking over Messenger fucking I'm gonna brag about this. It took me 3 weeks. They send me fucking voice messages over Messenger because I was like, what's it? El Cucuy? Is El Cucuy? So if I say El Cucuy, they're like, no, it's not El Cucuy at all. And like it took me 3 weeks to say El Cucuy. So it's El Cucuy. So
wait a second. So the voices at the beginning of the song are actually Damien and Michelle?
Yes, and the kid is their son Bear.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and they're the two pictured in the newspaper thing too. They were fans since the first album, and over the last I don't know, a couple years. Anyways, like they become really good friends. So it's awesome to have them on it. And
wow, I had no idea that was actually them. That's cool.
yeah, it's awesome. They like I went through some shit a few years ago. They were really big help through it, and it's just it's pretty cool. So we put them on the album. And
speaking of going through,
and they patiently took 3 weeks to teach me how to say "uikukui." Like that shouldn't take 3 weeks, but it did. No. And so it's El Cucuy.
Well, what is it? What is the El Cucuy?
It is like a boogeyman that people use to scare their kids into being good. Like the lyrics of the song, there's a whole there's a whole like thing about him you can look up, but I think there's even like a song or a legend or a poem or some shit. That's which Daddy went to the farm, Mama went to work. Like I took that. I took the time to translate it from Spanish into English to sing some of. So like some of those lyrics are lifted from the original, whatever that is.
Well, this Wikipedia is telling me that it is a bugbear.
It's like a boogeyman.
It says it's a bugbear, which I never knew what that was either. I've always heard about them in Dungeons and Dragons, but I don't know what a bugbear is.
Think of it just boogeyman. Yeah. He's a boogeyman. Which a good time to bring up. Tom Breen wrote all the articles. He's Orford Parish Books. He wrote all the articles for the new album. He did like his shit. I don't know. He has a book called Orford Parish Murder Houses, which he's amazing at dry humor and horror. He used to be a journalist for AP, I believe. Is that correct? But anyways, like you read his articles, he made it like over the Brexit and fucking Spain monsters and the anger over the imported fucking boogeyman in Britain. Like his shit's great. So if you read the fucking if you read the articles, it's hilarious. But yeah, boogeyman. I'm sure we were talking about something.
I don't know.
But you were talking about going through shit stuff, and doing this record and getting it done was a huge milestone for myself. Neil did the last one. One of the big reasons because I was, fucking around, had, addiction issues I was dealing with and shit. I just was in a place I could not fucking do it. I couldn't even, do the basic things. And that was a huge letdown of my life. I felt bad. It just that I couldn't do these things that I love to do. And, it's been like 2 years or so, a little over 2 years since the
which March I believe is around where it becomes that. So congratulations on that.
March this year March will be
not to be too bad, but I love you, man.
Yeah, wow, hey, I love you too, man.
I
love you.
But yeah, this March will be like 3 years clean, off the horrible shit, and this was a huge milestone. Being able to, I remember the day you came to get me in Columbus, from rehab, and just being like, I just want to get to a spot where I can, not get my life together, get this in order or whatever. It was, I can't wait. I got to do this next Bones album. I've got to get to a place where I'm comfortably able to do this. And that comes with having your life in order. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be in a trap. I can't be in a trap house without electricity trying to record.
my sentimental heartstrings were plucked because like Neil, I love Neil. Neil's great. Neil's bass player at Gudger. He does Amish Electric Chair Studios, and everything we asked of him on Radio Free, he did. We are a difficult band to manage in a mix because Dusty's like, hey, I want all, like, for all the clutch references we get, Dusty gets left out of his love of Crowbar, and Dusty is like, hey, I want to take Crowbar style riffs and write rock songs, and I'm like, hey, that's cool, because I want to write rock songs with like, I know I'm not near as good, and so it's not like a comparison in real, but like I want to do like what Freddie Mercury did in Queen with vocal harmonies, only in Dropkick Murphy style drinking songs. And so like we're like, hey, let's tune down to B. Let's make as thick ass swampy songs as we can that's just constantly riffs, and then I'm gonna sing like three part harmonies in drinking song style over it. So we're just a god awful band to mix. And Neil did a great job on Radio Free Conspiracy Theory. He nailed the music that we wanted to. Unfortunately, Heather got kind of lost. And oh fuck, I had a point I was making one night. My heartstrings were plucked because I got a hold of Dusty because we loved what Neil did with our music. We just absolutely loved it. But I was telling Dusty, I was like, if that's the route we're going, I think I need to back down on the vocals because half of it gets lost. And he was like, no, let's figure out a way. And when I told him Josh was clean, he was like, I know I never even told you this, Dusty, but like it almost brought a tear to my eye because Dusty was like, oh, Josh is good now. We should definitely have him mix. Oh fuck, I skipped over half of why this is relevant. Josh is more like, Josh was always big on making the vocals pop the way they needed to. Neil was like in stoner rock, drums, bass, where they needed to. We're an awful band to mix. But just on principle alone, Dusty was like, fuck, dude, Josh has been here since the beginning. And he's good now. We definitely, because we had talked about a PH from Augusta Mammoth, which Max is on 101 Ways to Cook a Human from that band, the friends of ours. We talked about him doing stuff, Neil doing stuff, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as Dusty, I was like, no, Doug, Josh is good now. Dusty was like, oh, sweet. We definitely have to have him do the next out. It's good because he's been here since the beginning. And like, that's the kind of sentimentality that in my fucking old age, just fucking tugged right at the heartstrings.
$100 to get a cat's leg taken care of.
Yeah, you're right. Because it was just like, no, that's home. He didn't say that, but like the overall message is like, no, that's home. Josh is good. Let's fucking do this. with Josh, and like I about cried.
Oh, stop it.
So going off what you said, I'm sure that went somewhere and was somewhat related. So that's another part of why this album is so, which like people have. Oh fuck, dude, I'm all over the place. You guys gotta fucking keep me. Well, people have like tracks, rabble rousers, 2680, and Radio Free Conspiracy Theory. I can tell people that I've talked to that will each say that's our best album, and a lot of people I've heard from this album are saying like, no, this is the best album. And like I like you know, it makes me fucking it makes me soft in the heart, because everybody was like, Josh is like, it's not what they're saying, but for me it's like Josh is back, and you know, Dusty's like, yeah, dude, it's fucking home, let's fucking be there. And like it was a big like we wrote a whole bunch of songs, and like everybody who listens to our shit is like, everybody's like, no, this is where, like, this is it. This is the
I mean,
so
I'm not technically in the band, but over the 10 years I've put a lot of time into Bones. You know, I've fucking I have you know, it's got a place in my heart, and you know, I'm just always, you know, as best as I possibly can do, I'm for Bones and whatever.
Yeah, I guess the thing is, like, this album, what, Dusty, we wrote 23 songs and couldn't drop one.
Right. Yeah, we were just like, wow, there's not one that we would trim off, because they're all, I mean, not to sound like arrogant or whatever, we were like, these are all like really good comparatively to the other songs that we've written. These are all really good. So there was nothing we could get
so
rid
through all of the, like, because I was talking to Dumogoy from She Loves Pablo today, telling him how much we've played since Radio Free Conspiracy Theory. We played one show since Radio Free Conspiracy Theory dropped. It was the Oh Hello Ohio release.
Yeah, which was awesome. That was a great show.
It was a great show. And we played one show, and Jason, our drummer, was doing a food truck at the time, going in business for himself, kind of made things hard. And then when that started to resolve, Heather got pregnant, and Heather and Fish were having a baby, and that got hard. And then like we took like a year and a fucking half off where we just didn't do anything. And then we practiced one march for a show in April that was supposed to happen with Gudger and Hellfire Centers.
Yeah, we booked a show and we practiced one time.
Yeah, anyone who likes the kind of stuff we do, listen to Gudger and Hellfire Centers. They're friends, we love them to death. But we had a show booked with them. It was the same as they're on Hello Ohio too, and it was going to be like after that we practiced one time and COVID hit. And then we've been shut down again. So like we had a period where we just kind of released music and didn't do anything. And then at the end of all of that, we have this album that we just released. And like fucking Josh is back. And we wrote 23 songs. And we couldn't even think how to drop one. And like everything was just turning up great. So I get a little sentimental about all of it. Cause like everything just fucking
beautiful.
Everything's just right.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. For all the shit that 2020 has been between
it's been a bitch.
Yeah.
Man, 2020 for all the things that have sucked about 2020. This is one thing that really feels like it worked out. Awesome.
Yeah, I'd like to be optimistic too. I mean, let's listen. 2021's still going to be rough. When that fucking ball hits, all of a sudden everything ain't getting better. Like it's still a rough year. Still, there's people. I've known several people that's dying over this COVID-19 shit.
And
it's scary.
I guess for all of everything that's been going on,
for sure,
in 2020, Dusty and I cracked 100 songs, and like this album is probably the first time, and it might have been because of Radio Free Conspiracy Theory, this album has been the first time that me and Dusty kind of had conversations back and forth of like, what are we? Heather got lost a little bit. This got lost a little bit in Radio Free Conspiracy Theory. You were unhappy a little bit in this. This is the first, like, we were like, what are we? And we started writing music to be mixed, even that works well. And Josh came back and everything. Like, I've told a few people artistically, 2020 has just been gorgeous. Like, for all the shit it's been, there's been so much. Josh is back. Like, me and Dusty are writing songs together like we've never been able to before, just because, like, we've cracked. I always laugh, Dusty. I've never even told you this. I always laugh because Damien from Damien and Michelle. He always takes Roger Gilmore's side in the Gilmore Roger Waters fight. And dude, like, I always see us, for people that don't know, me and Dusty have worked together for 10 years writing songs that we love, just being the complete polar opposites. Like, we don't agree with each other on anything, like, at all. Like, an end result maybe, but like, and how to get there, we just disagree. There is no reason like we should still be a band, because everything that I would do is nothing of what Dusty would do.
Well, I was telling why you were pissing. The end, like you said, the end is we're going to make a record. We're going to record a record and make it. It isn't, oh, we got to play out every single weekend and we've got to work 3 times a week. That's when it gets all fucked up. But yeah, the major thing, we're going to write and record records and put them out. You both agree on it, and that's all it takes. The little
well, and I mean, even in the songs, like, dude, I got them in my head. Like, and I'm sure Dusty will tell you. Dusty has things that drives me crazy. He says things that I just want to just want to be like, dude, call me right now just so I can yell at you. Just so I can yell at you. And like, I don't mean that in like a, hey, I'm right, because I promise he's never even alluded to it. He's a beautiful person. He's never even alluded to it, but I promise I can tell when he writes me back. I send him messages sometimes that I laugh my ass off, because I know he's just sitting there like, that motherfucker, that goddamn motherfucker. That's something. How did I end up in a band with this fucking son of a bitch? Like, it's true, because we are just, Dusty is meat and potatoes, and I am all fucking trimming, and that's how we are. Like, you write a fucking song, and it's like, no, dude, I want to go around the outside, and I want room to fill it up with all this crazy stuff. And Dusty's like, no, meat and potatoes, and we fucking disagree all the time. But 10 years later, like, we're still around, because, and like I said, it comes with Josh coming back and how good this album turned out and how happy everybody is with all of it. Like, it's all just like, there are so many times I disagree completely with what Dusty wants. It's just, I know, I want to argue, but like, I'm like, how many times has he been right? How many times have I said, fuck it, fine, I'm just going to show you you're wrong, and then we'll do this whatever, and then everybody's like, do this song. I'm like, God damn it. Fucking damn it. That son of a bitch. And I'm sure, like, I've even heard Dusty allude, not overly heavy, because he's smart and doesn't want to give me a big head, because I don't need to have too much confidence in myself. But he said a few times, he's like, no, dude, what's this apart is like he'll about it, and it's good that he is about it, but he's like, okay, you're different. That's his part. Fine. So like I don't know. Josh is back, and
I'm for sure
after
back,
10 years, like after 10 years, it's just like I'm working with someone that is like, even though I hate when he says things sometimes, like I know, like I can just trust that he's right, and I'm sure he has the same feeling. Like I
don't say it. We know how to compromise sometimes too. Like, for example, for 10 straight years, you have ground me down to a fucking nub about adding horns to one of our songs, and I just will not budge on it. Will not budge. We will never have
against
a horn.
that too.
That's because Attack of the Salamander Riders hasn't been finished yet.
But yeah, But there's some things where you have been more adamant about. There's some things that I've been more adamant about, and we both trust each other, I think, enough to say, okay, well, let's try it and see what happens. And usually, I don't think we've really ever missed, when it's come to something that you thought was going to really sound good. And in my head, I'm like, I think that's going to sound like crap. But we do it anyway. It usually ends up sounding good. And I think it's the other way, where you're like, this is going to be trash, and I can't wait to rub it in. It's going to be trash. And it turns out awesome. You're like, that bastard.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think I've never told you this because I didn't ever want you to feel good about yourself.
So do you guys have any...
I think I've even told Josh a few times. It's like, look, I know I want to do what I want to do. And sometimes Dusty is just in the fucking way. He's just like, no, I'm going to write a goddamn riff that there's just nothing, and there's no room. You can't do anything else. So I'm writing the riff. There's fucking no room. You can't do anything else. And I'm just so pissed about it. But like, yeah, you'll have to forgive me. I'm fucking hammered. There's all
Frank, what are you saying?
There's all sorts of sentimentality around. What Dusty was saying was right. There's trust. There's trust at the end. Like when Dusty pisses me off the most is usually when I know it's like, okay, stop. I'm out. I'm out because Dusty's probably right. When he is aggravating me the most is probably when he's the most right. And that's
Frank,
what this album turned out to be. So
Frank, what were you saying? We'll wrap this up here.
I was gonna just ask one more thing. You guys, you said you fight about almost every song, or generally speaking. Is there, in looking back at all, you got like a baker's dozen of albums. Is there any songs that either one of you don't like anymore? Like you're like, fuck that song.
Yeah, there's a few Donnelly doesn't like. I know for sure. That Rolling Stones kind of sounding one off. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, Dusty hates some of the songs I wrote.
He for sure hates some of them. I know he does.
But he's a beautiful man, because I can say he hates them, but they're still on the album.
That's right.
True.
Give us your top 2 that you fucking hate, Donnelly. Go ahead. That you don't like.
Dusty, don't spare my feelings. I'm in a sentimental mood, and the fact that they made the album means that you hate them, and you let me put them on anyways. It's beautiful.
It's not that you hate them.
Go ahead and say it.
You just a few you dislike. Obviously, you don't hate them. What's going on here? Okay.
Let's get to these CDs
here. Jesus, I was just saying 2 songs or something. We ain't gonna pull.
No, he'll list off half of the shit we wrote.
So there's not really anything off the first one that I don't like.
That's because he had pretty much all control over that.
So the second one tracks. No, there's pretty much. Those are all pretty good.
Certified.
Uh-oh. Here comes Dusty's unhappiness. This was the one, just so everyone knows before he comes in with this. This was the first album I was a part of about half of it. I either wrote songs myself or took over about half of the songs music-wise myself. Right. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, your least favorite record.
That would be a fact.
Nailed it.
Okay, so
nice home row.
Let's see here. Songs for the Rejects, Slackers, and Rabble Rouse.
Now there's some in there.
Oh yeah, this is Dusty. I remember when this album came out. Dusty's like, dude, this isn't us.
I like that one.
All right, so let's see here. Geology 101. a fan.
Jared wrote that song.
Real Housewives of Alpha Centauri.
No, you don't like that one.
Jared wrote that. Jared wrote that song.
I love the Real Lives. How the fuck? What is the song?
Real Housewives of Alpha Centauri.
I love that song. I love that song.
I do too.
I have a vocal idea that I gave.
That is actually a song that I've had around since the first album.
Utopic dreams or dystopian schemes shouldn't be such a fine line in between. But she dances her way right through those seams. A masterpiece of genetic artistry. She's a weapon of perfection, stunning and deadly. Seduction second nature, she's a temptress, yeah. But on the field of battle, she's a demoness. Super collide, nothing, I just met her,
Logical Grace is kind of.
Ooh, that song's fire, dude.
I could go either way on that one. That one's.
in a small black box under miles of rock. The great processors connecting to our network the same. The day will come when he is set free, and we will have these chains. We will have these chains removed. These prophecies and binary. Say we will have these chains.
My bottle of wine's about gone.
Oh my god! Try to.
So let's
now,
look at.
Now you know what to do with that wine bottle, Jared. Go ahead.
I'm gonna fucking wake up and sing hardcore vocals for Motto of the Honey Badger tomorrow. What do you think about that?
You're in trouble.
Yeah, that's not
All
gonna
right.
work
So
out.
2600 AD. Outhouse Poet.
Yeah,
Jared,
I knew that one.
Dark dreams, dark words, staying on my wall by River Road. Here I'll sit on my throne, flies whispers, fire birds. But how you make sweet the speech that flows from my mouth that feeds on feces with a gluttony. Make the devil himself stand up and say, what the hell, boy?
Just lyrically, he probably went through emotional changes.
I'm gonna guess metaphor is just a word is in there.
Yeah. That
Metaphor is just a word for a comparison between unlike things. But when you think about it, that's just words too.
Robot Kaiju Hullabaloo.
Yeah, that makes sense too. That's a Jared song.
So we go back to Radio Free Conspiracy Theory. Those were all pretty good.
Certified. Oh no.
The thing that Dusty doesn't like about that is that it doesn't play through like a normal music CD. Am I right?
Me off. That's why I created an artist playlist on Spotify for that, so I can just listen to the music.
Which is what Jared added, other than radio reptiles.
Now, I will say it's creative, it's cool, it's unique, it sets it apart from anything else that you're going to hear. I like that. But one of the big things about this record that bothered me was the fact that the groove in a lot of those songs got lost because we were just doing so much. A good example of that is a Paranoiac's Farewell. There's a really good groovy riff in that song that just gets completely lost when we are in the verse. And that's one of the reasons why when we started talking about recording this new record, we decided to do the 4 guitar tracks, because that was one of my big things. I'm like, there's if you think back to our first 2 records, the groove was thick, man. You'd listen to it and it was just like that riff was right there, and that was like the backbone of the song, and it started to get kind of lost as we went further and further and started adding different elements and doing different things, which I liked all the stuff we were doing, but I wanted to get back to that groove being the baseline for the songs. And I think that we really got back to it this time around, and I think it really shines through on Wise Words. And I think that we took the best parts of the first 2 records. I think we took the best parts of like Rejects and 2600, and we took the best parts of Radio Free, and we mixed them all together on this one and made a really, really killer record, at least in my opinion.
Right on. And you can get that at mississippibones.bandcamp.com. And all you can make your own judgments about these songs.
But before we cut out, are you about to cut out?
Oh yeah, we've been going for about 2 hours. So
okay.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't even know who the fuck is gonna.
You can cut half of them. You can cut.
No, it's gonna be a chunky mother. It's all going out.
You can cut about half of everything I've said out, but honestly, like straightforward zooming. I've missed Frank. I've missed Josh.
Yeah,
I've missed
of course.
This is good.
So I'm ready to just like I've been just sitting here talking to you, hammered off my ass, because I love you guys and I miss you guys.
Right on.
Yeah.
But adding to what Dusty said and to what Mississippi Bones,
Misty Bones. That's the transition when you're older. It's just
adding to what makes. If I would say what makes Mississippi Bones special and a little bit different.
Go ahead. Wait a minute. Get a little closer. I want a little intimate.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in close on this, and I want Dusty to listen.
Go ahead.
I'll lay some music behind it too. Some little
Frank.
Dusty.
Get up there,
Dusty,
Frank.
this is to you.
Get up there.
Specifically.
All right. Go ahead.
Dusty just listed off our entire history of everything he hasn't been happy with, and it was all me. Like, straightforward. He did not name one song he didn't write, and did not name one kind of additive like in Radio Free Conspiracy Theory. That wasn't me. And what all those songs I wrote completely, and he didn't have any part of it. What makes Mississippi Bones special is I feel the same. Like if I were to list my least favorite songs, it would be similar things to where like, okay, I just gave Dusty control over this, and it's what makes it work. Is on Radio Free Conspiracy Theory, I came out and said, hey, I got this chance to write a song that ties into a book of a franchise I love, and he was like, fuck it, do it. And Outhouse Poet and Alpha Centauri, I told him, I was like, dude, I love these songs. Like, these are me. These are what I want to do. And he's like, fuck, I do it. And when he does stuff, like there are songs that are, I don't have anything I would say I'm not a fan of, but my least favorite come into things where he was like, no, dude, I want it this way. And I was like, fucking do it. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
And I think that's what makes it work in the overall is we both have a point to where we say this means a lot to someone else. Like this means a lot to Dusty. Dusty is the slow, huge riff, sludgy, and I am the hey, let's do this bunch of vocals, let's do something weird, let's do something out there. And when it all ties together, we both find a way to say, all right, I will sacrifice my overall for this, or I will sacrifice my overall for this. The new album, I wanted to do another concept album, and Dusty was like, dude, I hate writing concept albums. Like after Radio Free, he's like, I gave you your fucking Radio Free Conspiracy Theory, fuck off. And I was like, what if I do it in artwork? And he's like, yeah, that's fine if you do it in artwork.
He said
so like the big thing I think is we both understand what each other bring. Is like there are songs that he hates that he just says, fuck it, do what you want. I hate it, do what you want. Not hate, but songs he's not big on. It's like, fuck it, do what you want.
Hate's a pretty extreme word. There's nothing that I hate.
Yeah, I don't mean hate. Songs that he's like, that's not my thing at all, but fuck it, do what you want, because someone who likes what you want will like it.
Yeah,
and it comes down to, it's like songs that it's not like what I think of us, but you know what? Fuck it, someone else thinks of us that way, so you do it, and you like it. And like
Dusty hates the WAP song. He doesn't hate, I don't think, any. Bones, you know.
But there's I probably around Rabble Rousers, there was kind of an understanding between the two of us that's like, okay, I'm from a different place, you're from a different place, but where we end up could be considered the same place. So there's a certain amount of songs on an album that fuck it. If I don't like, fuck it. I bet somebody does. I bet somebody likes it because you like it. And
I like
things that I would be like, this isn't what I would put on an album, but you know what? Because Dusty likes it, I bet a lot of people like it. So
and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. What
and that's
talking about.
And that all ties to why I think this album, like I've even heard some people say, this is the best album you guys have put out. And I feel that. And I think the next album will seem the same because we're all written at the same time.
Who cares about English at this point?
One of the things about this too is the fact that songs change too from when we demo them to getting the finished product. And so I've learned over the years to just kind of take a wait and see approach to some of the stuff. You know, something that maybe I don't like the way the demo sounds. In the end, the finished product sounds like
that's another thing.
Bones, and that's
Bones scratches demo everything. Everything is demoed before any of these albums come out.
Multiple times.
And yeah, in some cases through dropping things and deleting shit. Sometimes things get done over and over again. But everything is demoed, everything is planned out. And that's the way anyone should write songs. I mean, just going
and I think that's the big thing is at the end of the day, like, what would you say, Dusty? 60% of the album, any album that puts out, me and you are like, fuck yeah. Like just in complete agreement. There are things like songs that we agree on, but have small disagreements on and go back and forth. And then there are songs we have big disagreements on, and we kind of run on this, whoever feels more passionately, fuck it, they're right.
Right.
And scratching literally means recording the album and then re-recording it again. Basically. I mean, so for some people who don't know what it is, so where everything is going to happen before.
It's like mapping it out, basically.
Yeah. And that's where I really feel like I've told a few people, I'd never tell Dusty. I probably should tell you at some point. I'm a sentimental fucker these days. I should probably tell you at some point. There's a point on every album where someone tells me like, this is my favorite song. And I'm like, you should thank Dusty. or this is my favorite song. It's like, yeah, you should totally thank me, because although we pretty much disagree on the fundamental of anything, like we know if there was a Venn diagram, there's about 60% that we agree on, and on that we diligently work. And on the other 40%, 20% goes to Dusty, 20% goes to me, and the other person just like, you know what, fuck it, do what you want. Because that is not my thing at all. But there are a good amount of people that are going to be like, fuck it, that's awesome, just because you are right. And I could have made, just to bring up one, I could have made a song off tracks, just running off the top of my head, something I wanted to do, Over the Counterculture. I could have made it exactly what I wanted it to be, and it would have ended up sounding like the Black Keys. Because I've been like, all that heavy shit you're doing should just be bass. Fuck it. You shouldn't play anything that you're playing. You should play only what I write. And Dusty was like, no, that's a heavy riff. Fuck you. And I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, you feel more passionately about it than I do. And so fuck it. You win.
Frankie.
And I've been told by people that like that song for all the reasons that I wanted to change. That's why this is a good song. It's like, well, fucking Dusty was right. And I'm sure he doesn't like Alpha Centauri. And I've been told by a lot of people, it's like, that's cool. And all the things he would have changed about it is why it's cool. And like, we have a kind of like, once we check out on this, like, you're doing your thing, but it's that respect. And why I'm happy to have Josh back. It's like, there's just a little bit of all of us have a little bit of, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna step out of this because I know we're liked for a reason more than what I say. And I think that's what makes us special, is we allow it to be more than what Bones is. Way more than what I think it would be if I wrote all the shit, because
and I think you guys give
Dusty
me
that I would cut out of it, and that's not fair.
And I think you guys
really, it's not fair because Dusty was the originator of the band. So really what we are is because of him. So I should say we're lucky that Dusty has stepped forward and said, you know what, this band is so much more than what I would have made it because of other people. So I'll check out on some of this stuff because it brings this other stuff.
And you guys give me a little room too with the mix, you know,
absolutely.
It's not a typical stoner band mix like you listen to a lot of, Donley. It's not a typical, but you guys aren't a typical band like that. You have fucking 14 layers of vocals. You got other instruments, and it's cool though, because all those come together to make a recipe, you know, that makes a certain style of music. You know what I'm saying?
If I'm getting real quick, I can sum it up. If I'm getting back to my hippie, I love everybody.
I love it. I love it. Let's wrap this up though, Frank. We got to go. I don't even know if anybody's going to be watching 2 hours of this.
Absolutely. And this is just to you guys. I don't even give a fuck if you cut this out.
Yeah, well,
I'm not cutting it out.
I really don't. Cut it out if you don't want.
I'm not cutting anything out. You're giving me work. I'm cutting out that chunk where you took a piss, and that's it. That's all I'm doing.
At the end of the day, I love everything we do because Josh does stuff I disagree with, and Donley disagrees with, and Donley does stuff I disagree with, and Josh disagrees with, and Josh does stuff I disagree with, and Donley disagrees with. And
we're cutting that out. Well, you've got to cut that out. What he just said there, cut that out. That's sample.
We all say fuck it because we love and respect each other. Yeah. And dude, I'm almost 40. Dusty, I'm not gonna fucking talk out of fucking school, but you're over 40. And Josh, you're getting dangerously close. I love you guys, and we all care about doing.
Still look damn good though, don't I?
At the end of the day, we still all love what each other bring to this enough that we sacrifice and say, "Fuck it, I'm not right. Let them have it, even if I am right. Fuck it, let me be wrong, and them do something wrong just because we love each other." And like,
a good example of that, I think, on this album was Blue Mustang. That was a song that immediately, once I gave you the riffs, sliced them up a little bit, then you threw your some different stuff into it, and I listened to it, I was like, yeah, it's not my favorite, but we'll roll with it. And then it started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. More stuff was getting added to it. And the more stuff that got added to it, the more I was like, I don't know. In the end, after Josh mixed it and made everything fit, all of a sudden the song went from
that song
to, wow, this is a really good song.
Yeah, that song is a really cool song. I mean, I don't care. Clips or nothing. There was nothing I heard. Stuff.
Yeah, just straight up, not to cut anybody off, Frank. You can cut all this out. I'm gonna tell you, Josh, Dusty.
Ain't nobody cut.
You know what's fucked me up? Do you know what the song I've been told most? I've heard most is people's favorites.
Let me guess. Is it Dracula?
No. Which was surprising because which gets into what I said earlier. My least favorite song on the album. I would have cut it. That's the only song of the last 23 rewrote that I've been like, fuck it, throw this away.
Heard you got yourself a new man, honey. I'm alright. Well, I might not have his title or his castle or his money. I'm alright. You heard that I was feeling down, well, that's funny. I'm alright. 'Cause the villagers are coming for you both in the morning.
And like, I've been completely wrong. And I've been completely wrong because Dusty said, no, it's good. And I was like, all right, fuck it, you win. And I was like, well, I'll add this organ because I think it makes it a little better. And Dusty was like, no, you cut all of that out because all of this except the bridge sucks. And I was like, well, it's the only thing that made it good, but fuck it if you wanted to. And like, so we cut it out. And like, you're right. A lot of people have been like, dude, that bass line for fucking Dracula is fucking rad. I'm like,
it's a good song, man.
But what surprises me is the one thing when we were in demo version, I sent it to friends. And I know you had said, and I had said, it's like, what are we going to do with El Cucuy? It's like, fuck it, throw it on the first album because we'll have too much on the second album. Like it. El Cucuy is just kind of a fucking song. It's just there. And like the one thing everyone has fucking said. The one thing everyone has fucking said is
give
like,
it to us, Jared. Give it to us.
One of the best songs on there. And like Josh was the only one that called it because that motherfucker messaged me every fucking other day. Boy.
He'll wait so silent and patient, then drag it down through the basement, rip your head off with his gloves and chew it up in his fang jaws.
randomly because he couldn't get out of his head. And as soon as he started doing that, I was like, "Oh fuck, we
Get
were
it out
all
of my
wrong
head.
about this."
I run around work yelling it.
One of the least popular songs overall among the people I listen to it and us together was El Cucuy. And it has been the single song that everyone has been like, dude, El Cucuy is fucking badass. And I knew it was going to happen as soon as Josh was fucking messaging me every day. Being like, oh, dude, I'm going to do some shit with this. I'm going to cut some shit. I'm going to move some shit. I'm going to push some shit. It's not what you it's not exactly what you had in play, but it's going to be awesome. And he was right. And like it all kinds ties back to that. Dusty has shit where he is wrong and he is right. And when he is wrong, every time he is deferred to someone else. And I've had shit where I'm wrong and when I'm right. And every time I'm wrong, I fucking deferred to someone else. And me and Dusty have had shit where we're wrong and we're right. And every time we've deferred to Josh, be like, fuck it, do what you want, because none of us think this song will really turn out. Josh has been like, no, it's gonna fucking turn out. And it turns out.
I'll make it.
And like between us, we have for all we disagree on, we have a really good perception on when it's like, you know what? If my ideas on this song are, I'll make it what I think is all right. What Dusty's version of this song is, he thinks is going to be awesome. So fuck it. I will take what I think's not good, or not good, but what I will think is the worst route to go, and say fuck it. Dusty's probably right, and he is. Like more often than not. Same with Josh, and you know, so like I think that's what makes us special is we all
compromise.
Yes, when anyone is middle ground on something, they defer to who feels passionately about it, and it has made us more than what Dusty thinks we would ever be. It's made us more than what I think we'll ever be, and it's made us more than what Josh thinks we should be, and that's what makes us like.
Yeah, if you hung around,
like if we're Highlander, we just cut off 3 people's fucking heads.
If you were hanging around me the 3 or 4 weeks I was mixing El Cucuy, I was at work. I was hitting people in the balls and screaming El Cucuy.
So what I really meant to say in all of that is, Dusty and Josh, I love you guys.
I love it. Frank, let's wrap this up. We got to go.
I am wrong. Yeah, fucking cut this out. I don't care.
Let me end the show, Jay.
We're not.
No, I don't care. I'm talking to my friends. Cut it out, then end the show.
Let me end the show, then you can talk all you want.
I've never fucking said this shit, and I'm drunk, and we've been 2020, and we've been segregated for fucking a goddamn year. So fuck you. I'm gonna say what I mean to say. You cut it out of the fucking show, and let me say what I say.
I'm cutting this out like a wrestling promo.
I don't give a fuck if anybody hears this.
Yeah,
I want Dusty to hear this. I want Josh to hear this. I'm fucking drunk. I'm sentimental. I don't give a fuck. Fuck your show. What do you think about that? Fuck your show. These people mean more to me than your show.
Guys, I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right.
She got me so rum drunk before we even started.
She's trying to take advantage of you, Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really drank a whole bottle of wine. I'm fucked in the morning.
Oh my God, you're actually anyways,
in the morning. I think you're there now, man.
Yeah, but anyways, fuck the show. Frank's gonna cut it out. I don't care.
I ain't cutting shit out.
Whatever. I know I probably told Josh. I know I've never probably fully told Dusty. I'm drunk, dude. You can fucking look.
Hey, speaking of Johnny O. Goodman, you know what he told me the other day? He was listening to the new songs, and El Cucuy. He says, dude,
right?
He says that song is awesome. He says it sounds like if Stevie Ray Vaughan wrote a metal song.
Dude, I have been told. Obviously, I've been told Clutch. It's like, dude, that's nailing Clutch since Blast Tyrant perfectly. I have heard fucking Dean Lazaro said, I love Dean to death. Dean Lazaro said that's your weakest song out of the 23 because it sounds like Accept. Fucking balls to the wall.
What's wrong with that?
I remember when you sent Dean Lazaro all these songs early on in the process. And there were 2 songs that I completely loved from this batch of songs. Dracula and El Cucuy. And I remember when you told me you'd send them to Dean or whatever, I said, what songs did Dean really like? And so you started naming off some of the ones that he talked about. And I said, what about Dracula and El Cucuy? He said they were okay. Because he like wrote them down on a piece of paper what he thought about it.
Yeah, dude, he was serious about it. He was like, dude, I don't fucking like. He even messaged me. He's like, dude, I don't fucking take this lighthearted at all. I love you, man. And if you're asking me for an opinion of what I think will work for you, like his 3 biggest were Dracula, El Cucuy, and drop Devil Girl from Mars completely. And even that one, he was like, drop it because it's so goddamn good for what it is. You'd hate to be known for that.
What's Devil Girl? Is that on the next one or something?
Yeah, that's on the next one.
All right.
But like in the end, like Frank, I said, you can cut all this shit out. I'm fucking
Jared.
I'm fucking at this point. Oh shit, dude! This bottle is fucking empty.
Did you eat the worm?
There's nothing in this bottle. I drank a whole bottle of wine and fucking rum and beer.
I don't even know how you do that.
I don't know either.
I've never done anything like that.
I ate a lot of bread.
I haven't either. I'm gonna be fucked tomorrow. But anyways, the point I was getting to, I miss you guys. I don't get
right, man.
Listen, I miss you too. Life sucks. I was just thinking about that. Some of the jerk offs I get, that I have to hang out with at work. Like I've spent so many years building our friendship and shit, and then later in life you don't get to hang out with these friends. Right? I gotta hang out with some jerk off at fucking work that I don't give a fuck about.
And me and Dusty, we only got together on random occasions, and this like I haven't fucking seen dude in fucking since our last practice.
Yeah.
What? I stopped at your house once. I miss you.
Hey, you know what's funny? I was Jenny the other night was asking.
Oh, dude, I'm seriously about to piss my pants. You're gonna.
All right, let's wrap this up. We gotta wrap this up, Jared.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do it while I'm pissing my pants, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tell you how much I love you.
All right. We'll wrap it up.
Close the show. Nobody leave. I'm gonna come back and tell you how much I love you.
Right.
And none of you can leave because I'm too hammered and I'll take offense.
All right. Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right, let's get the fuck out of here, guys. I got shit to do.
Well,
listen, we'll wrap it up, stop the recording, and we'll say goodbyes, whatever. All right. Mississippi Bones, get the fucking album. Listen.
Yeah, MississippiBones.bandcamp.com.
I think it sounds good. Dusty, it's been a long time since I've seen you. You look beautiful.
Been a while, man.
I love it.
You don't look like you're over 40. You look like you're in your 20s.
Yeah.
So I would I would take
you look like you're getting ready to play a gig with DFV. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Hey, Dusty, I thought about you the other day. Do you have Shudder? Shudder, the app that has all the scary movies on or whatever? There's a scary movie on there called VFW.
Oh,
dude, I saw the preview for that, dude. I want to watch that movie.
Yeah, I want to see
When I watched it, nothing I thought about was you, dude. They should have had DFV's fucking song in it. But you would love that movie, dude.
Yeah.
I want to see that bad, man. That looked really good.
Yeah. But Mississippi Bones. I love them. We're still a lot more in the future. All shit, but we're wrapping up. Frank, kill it.
We'll see you next time.
Love you.
Guys.
Are we killed?
Hidden within each of us is not only the capacity to love and hate, but to take that final step.
Who the fuck shaves a mustache?
A destroyer. A mad, unreasoning killer.
Who the fuck shaves a mustache? Who the fuck shaves a mustache?
is bad.